All right, Shalom. This is Gamali Allah out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. Want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. Now, this is going to be a quick lesson centered around faith. All right, and specifically putting your faith to the test and, leaping out on faith sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to leap out on faith. Okay. A lot of times we tend to overplan things and overthink things, and I got to do this, I got to have this in order before I do this particular thing, or whatever it is, whatever situation it is, we tend to overthink and overplan. But when you have faith, okay, you don't really know. Faith is the absence of the how. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you think of how, like for instance, if I say, yeah, I'm gonna do this and this and that, or this is the goal. If I have a particular goal in mind, like I want to do this and this and that, as soon as you start thinking of the how, your faith starts to dwindle, because you don't have to think about the how. Like for instance, matter of fact, let's get this real quick, because First Corinthians, I believe it's 1 Corinthians 2. Slacker. Bear with me one moment. Okay. Yeah, so Matthew 21 and 21. YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, you shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if you shall say to this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Yeah, so in other words, if you're thinking about, damn, how am I gonna move this mountain? And this is just talking in parabolic terms, not literal. But if you're thinking, how is it possible for this mountain to be moved? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Listen, you gotta start thinking with faith, okay? If you're utilizing your faith and you really believe that you can do it, then it will be done through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. All right, so that faith is very critical, because faith is unlimited. It's unlimited, the potential of what you can do. Okay. Now let's go back to Hebrews 11 and 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the things of the evidence of things not seen. Yeah, so the faith is the substance of things hoped for. Okay, so if you're hoping for something, okay, then you may not have all your ducks in a row, so to speak. You may not have, everything that you need, all the materials that you need, and everything may not make perfect 100% sense. But guess what? You have the main ingredient that you do have is faith. So you don't have to know, what? I know this is the goal I have in mind. I may not have the resources that I have right now, but guess what? Let me go ahead and jump out on faith and exercise my faith and see how it pans out through the spirit. All right. So it's okay to utilize your faith sometimes, don't get so caught up in, everything has to be perfect. The timing has to be right. Because when you think like that, really, to be honest, the timing is never right. Okay. When you are planning something, and this isn't even really necessarily on a carnal level, or on a physical level, in terms of material gain or anything like that. This is, spiritual as well. But, you may not have everything 100% perfectly lined up, and this is going to work out, this is going to plan out, whatever. A lot of times faith is what gets you through to be able to succeed. Okay. A lot of, when you look at successful billionaires and wealthy people, all right, they will tell you that failure is a part of success. Failure is as a matter of fact, failure is a prerequisite to success. So in other words, in order for you to succeed, you have to, more than likely you're going to fail multiple times before you actually, tweak it and get it right. Okay? So with that in mind, all right, you have to be able to have the faith even amongst failing. Okay? You have to be able to maintain your faith even amongst failing something. And that's tough. It's very tough for you to say, it's very tough for you to try something and, put effort into it, put all your effort into it and fail, and to still maintain that determination, But like I said, faith, that's where faith comes into play. You know what? I know that the circumstances may not be right. The circumstances may not look good, but hey, I got faith. I still believe that this is going to pan out. I still believe that whatever, it's going to work in my favor, so to speak. All right. So let's go to the next one. Matter of fact, I'll keep going. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Yeah, so everything that you see was made of the Spirit. Everything that you see wasn't made from, calculations and just, precise. I mean, of course, not to say the Lord is not precise and his wisdom and knowledge. His wisdom and knowledge is supreme. We know that. But the point that I'm making is it was faith. Faith was the main ingredient to the creation, okay? Because even when you read Genesis, it says, it is done. All right, the powers basically said it is good or it is done. All right, which that was faith, okay? Because they had faith in the creation. If they didn't have faith that they could create the entire earth, within the time frame of 7 days, which we know is 7,000 years or rather 6,000 years, because the 7th day was a rest. If that wasn't the case, then it would be basically if they didn't have faith, then it wouldn't have been so. Okay. All right, so let's get Mark 11. I'm going to get a couple more and then close up. This is Mark 11 and 22. YAHAWASHI answering saith unto them, have faith in the Most High, for verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou casted into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Now this is pretty much the kind of a similar one to the one I read, but it says but shall believe those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Yeah, so that belief aspect of it is very important. It's not only just saying things, because Jake is full of shit. Jake can talk the talk, but it's about walking the walk. It's about actually believing in what you say. It's about, taking the action. Because you can say things all day. You can say, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to grow in this particular aspect or whatever. But if you don't actually believe it, then basically your saying is in vain, okay? So that belief is a very key ingredient. All right, and like I said, it's important for us to sometimes just do things without fully understanding the ins and outs. Now, of course, the scriptures say utilize wisdom, so I'm not just saying do anything, but I'm basically saying, do as far as, spiritual things and things that are going to potentially benefit you. then exercise your faith. Exercise your ability to manifest through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. All right, because if you don't exercise your faith, and you can't see and utilize how, if you basically can't see how the Most High works and how the Most High will manifest things, then you'll have little faith. Through going through things and getting through things and gaining things, that's how the Most High will sup with you, and basically you grow in faith, because you're like, wow, the Most High brought me through this. The Most High provided this for me. I didn't have everything planned out. I was at an all-time low, but I kept my integrity. I kept my mindset pure into moving forward, and I didn't give up. And so that faith manifested into something great. Okay. So let me get one more and I'll close on this. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and no. What did I want? I think it was 2. Slack here, bear with me one moment. 1 Corinthians 2 and 5. I'll start with 4. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power. So I'll keep going. That your faith should not stand in wisdom of men, but in power of the Most High. Okay, so we can't get too calculated, like, oh yeah, in 5 years I'm gonna do this, and I have faith in this, and don't get too caught up in yourselves, and don't get too caught up in analytics and guarantees, and all right, if this is guaranteed to happen if I do this. No, faith is what makes it happen. Faith is what makes everything happen. Faith is what makes the flowers grow. Faith is what makes everything, like people say, the world go round. Faith is what makes the world go round. Okay. It says, howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor the princes of this world that come to naught. All right. So that's pretty much the point. I just wanted to exhort brothers to utilize faith, and show patterns of leaping out on faith, and not always leaning on logistics and everything, analytics and guarantees and all this and all that. So anyway, Lord, when you were edified, want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM,